Hey guys, it's Kristen, and in today's video, we're going to talk about one of the first things you should do if you're considering a separation and divorce, and that is gather financial documents. We're going to talk about why you need to gather the financial documents, what kinds of documents you need to gather, and what you should do if you don't have access to those documents. Now, one of the first things that you really need to consider is gathering your financial information and data. Now, there are usually two different kinds of spouses in a marriage. One spouse is usually in charge of the information, the financial data, and the other spouse oftentimes is not. Now, some families, both spouses are equally educated on the family finances. But in most cases, I found that one spouse is generally in charge of that information. Now, if you're the spouse that's in charge of the financial information, what you need to do is compile at least 3 years of financial data. That's 3 years of your past tax returns, your investment accounts, the statements for your bank for at least the last 6 to 9 months. And what you want to do is go ahead and start putting those together on a spreadsheet. You want to create an asset debt spreadsheet with your credit card balances, your bank statement balances, your investment account balances. And so all of those are generally going to be valued on your date of separation. That's the date that you actually leave the home or your spouse leaves the home. But in order to really capture a historical picture of your financial circumstances, most attorneys are going to want to look at least 1 year's worth of financial statements. So start gathering those and putting those together. The other thing that you're going to want to do is put together a family budget. How much money do you spend each month? What is your mortgage payment? What is your electric payment? What are your car payments? All of those things are financial statements that you're going to want to gather, that your attorney is going to need or you're going to need in order to initiate your separation or divorce. Now, if you're the spouse that doesn't typically handle the financial information for your family, you're going to want to start gathering as much of that data as possible. Now, how do you do that? Start looking around the home. Do you have old tax returns? Do you have statements that come in the mail? If so, you're going to want to make copies of all of these things. You're going to want to play detective, look at your spouse's browser history. Which financial institutions do they visit on a regular basis? Now, your attorney can subpoena whatever information you're missing, but we need to know which financial institutions you have accounts at. And so that's the information that we're going to need. So start looking around. Whatever you can find, take pictures. Make copies. Financial information are things that tend to disappear quickly as soon as a separation and divorce has been initiated. Do you have old statements of when you closed on your house? That's usually very important. Do you have HUD statements? Are there any applications that you filled out in order to get a loan? These are all documents that you're going to want to try to gather and make copies of before you initiate your separation and divorce. You want to gather as much as you can, up to 3 years ideally, but you want to get at least 3 to 4 months because some financial institutions only send statements quarterly. So start gathering that financial data. And if you're in charge of that financial data, you want to start compiling it in a way that makes sense. So start creating that spreadsheet, start creating that monthly budget. All of that is going to save you time, effort, and energy down the road as we enter the next step. If you want to learn about step 2 in a separation and divorce, go ahead and subscribe to my channel below, and I'll see you in the next video. Good luck gathering documents.